What's up, YouTube? Don't forget to save, aka Sam, back at you with another video. I know it's been a few days, and I do apologize to you guys. One of my New Year's resolutions this year was to watch more people's content on here. So I woke up from a nap Friday night, and just a quick few shout outs here for you guys to start things off. Hung out with Horizon Picks doing a comic claim sale. I'm going to leave his link in the description below. Go sub him up if you aren't aware of him. That he has some really awesome comics, very knowledgeable about comics. I'd recommend him. Also, Collecting Chaos was there as well. Also, I'll be putting his link in the description below. And finally, Angry Otter was in the chat. He really wasn't on panel or anything, but we all kind of hung out. So I'll leave their links in the description below. 3 solid guys, like I said. Some awesome covers. We just had fun. I haven't had that much fun on a stream since my last Friday stream. I'll put it that way. Highly recommended. 5 out of 5, I'd swipe left. Okay, so with all that said, guys, speaking of swiping left, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to be talking history today. And, going back to my military roots, and we're talking about another Southern general. And, before I really get into this, I want to preface this with I am anti-slavery and I'm anti-secession. I am staunchly both anti those. However, that does not mean that we cannot learn something here. And so that's my point. So let's try to learn something together. Hopefully you guys it is a fascinating character. Nathan Bedford Forrest is a fascinating character, guys. I think you guys will agree. So with all that said, I'm just going to jump right in. So, first thing about Nathan Bedford Forrest that we need to know is he was born on Friday, July the 13th of 1821. Yes, he was born on July 13th, Friday the 13th. So we already know he's a certified badass, and he was born in July as well. And oddly enough, he died October 29th of 1877, so it was almost Halloween when he died. It's just his entire story is this way. It's crazy. Another crazy fact about Nathan Bedford Forrest, he had no formal military training. Back then, you'd go to West Point, and back then you'd have to get recommended like by a congressperson or something like that just to even go to West Point. So Nathan had no formal military training whatsoever, okay? Now, he was a hell of a fighter, guys. Like, just the name Nathan Bedford Forrest would prevent the opponent from, doing much of anything. It would instill fear. And, you guys don't have to take my word for things. I'm going to drop a couple quotes for you guys here to show you what I mean here. So, General William Tecumseh Sherman did say of General Forrest, "That devil Forrest must be hunted down and killed if it costs 10,000 lives and bankrupts the treasury." Holy smokes, man. Those are some strong words. This is somebody that's faced Nathan on a field of battle. What did Robert E. Lee say about, when asked who the greatest soldier of the war was? He replied, "A man I have never seen, sir. His name is Forrest." So Forrest had he had a reputation. He had basic military tenets and philosophies, but they were put in his own. You got to understand, he was kind of like a country bumpkin kind of guy. He was mostly illiterate, Do not misinterpret this to mean that he's stupid, okay? So, because he's not. Get there with the mostest quickest was one of his, military, strategies there when he'd do interviews and stuff. And they say, "General, how did you win so many battles, And get there with the mostest quickest, he'd say. Means, if you're going to attack the enemy, make sure you outnumber them, and if you don't outnumber them, use the terrain in order to offset any disparity in this the amount of troops you have at your hand. So in other words, take tactical advantage to set yourself up for victory. Basically, bring the best you can to bear on the field of battle." Now, another thing he liked to say, keep the scare on him. Now, in his southern accent, it sounded more like skier. Say, keep the scare on him. That means once you get the upper hand on an opponent and, they show confusion or weakness on the field of battle, you press your advantage. Keep the scare on them. Press your advantage. Be aggressive. And funny thing is, it's been said that Nathan Bedford Forrest was the most brilliant man to be produced by either side of the Civil War. And if you really think about that, you know, that's crazy when you think about like Abraham Lincoln and all the players involved. It's crazy to think about. So I'm going to round this, all back to my main point here. What is my point with the Nathan Bedford Forrest thing? You got to understand, he was an imposing figure. He's like 6'4" or something like that. And he'd get on his horse, and his horse would freak out during battle, like it would rear up on his haunches and stuff. So he'd stand up in the stirrups, and he'd have his saber, and he'd be waving it around. Imagine that. This horse's nostrils flaring, standing on its hind legs, and he's standing there with his saber. Man, I don't know. If I was seen that on the other side of the battlefield, I might find discretion is the better part of valor. And I wouldn't, blame anybody for coming to that conclusion because he was an imposing figure. My point with it is that when I pattern, not like my view on slavery as much, but when I look at a strategy standpoint, I want to, kind of, pattern it after Nathan in a way because, what have I been doing the last week? Why haven't I been on here? Well, I'm getting there with the mostest quickest, and I'm keeping the scare on them. Where I'm following up on advantages, and I'm working hard over here, and I'm fighting hard. And when it comes to fighting hard, I want to pattern myself after him in that manner. However, I do not espouse slavery or the things he was involved in. I feel and I'm not saying it makes it right, but I feel he was a product of the times. That does not excuse it, or I do not. It doesn't mean I agree with it. So, with all that said, guys, I hope you found the story interesting. I could have. There's so many more stories about him, but fascinating character. If you guys have time to do research on Nathan Bedford Forrest, I suggest you do so. With all that said, guys, I hope you like the video. I'll be doing another video tomorrow. I'm going to try to catch up here a little bit now that I got a couple days to do so. So, drop me a like, leave me a comment, leave me your thoughts. What do you think? Till next video, guys, love your hobby, and it will love you back. Peace.